Hello, hello. Hope you are all good and ready for more Morrowind. I certainly am.
Well met.
Well met indeed. So, last time, we did the next sort of leg of the main quest. We found an Ashlander Informant. And, well, he was nice and helpful, and mentioned his son had been missing. He then, I asked if I could find him, and I did, from some really freaky caves. Oh, where is it? Found myself a Daedric helmet. So that was nice. And some other stuff that I haven't had time to really sort out. I'll do it one of these days. Oh, and I found the soul of Dagoth Uranus. Yes, do your Uranus jokes elsewhere, but I'm glad I caught it, because, caught his soul, because I feel like that's a nice collectible. Something for the mantelpiece that I don't have yet. But anyway, enough staring at my boss's intersection. Regarding my orders, thanks for your report, but keep Sain Zobani's notes on the Ashlanders. You'll need them. I'm promoting you and sending you to the Urshilaku camp to speak with Sol Matul and Nibani Mesa. But before you go, I think it's time to tell you what's going on. He's gonna make me read a million things, isn't he? Oh, yes. The Emperor and his advisors think you have the appearance of meeting the conditions of the Nervarian Prophecies. That's why you were pulled out of prison on His Majesty's authority and sent to me, so you could satisfy the conditions of the Nervarian Prophecies and become the Nervarian. Here, this is a decoded copy of the coded package you gave me when you arrived. Read it later, it should explain everything. As you'll see in the decoded message, the Emperor and his counselors say you have the appearance of satisfying the conditions of the prophecy. Do you really satisfy the prophecy? Are you really the prophesied Nervarian? At first, I thought we were just supposed to create a persuasive impostor. Now I don't know what to think. But I am sure of one thing, this is not just primitive superstition, and we will treat it seriously, just as His Majesty commands. So, Sain Zobani says Sol Matul and Nibani Mesa at the Urshilaku camp are the heads of the Nervarian cult, so I'm sending you to speak with them. Tell them your story, and have them test you against the Nervarian prophecies. As heads of the Nervarian cult, they can best judge whether you satisfy the prophecies. When you have spoken with them, report back to me. Here's 200 drakes for your expenses, and pick up essential supplies at Fort Moonmouth. Essential supplies, eh? Some potions and scrolls, courtesy of the Emperor. In particular, you'll want the cure potions. I hear the blight is very bad up north. You don't know the half of it. And use divine intervention scrolls if you find you're in over your head. It'll get you to safe to an Imperial Cult Shrine where you can heal, refit, and try again. Yep, that's definitely an important part of this game. Also helpful about the intervention scrolls is that it means that the enemy will not be camping near the entrance to the dungeon, such as if you go outside and come back in. Anyway. Fort Moonmouth is the Imperial Legion garrison southeast of Balmorra, just outside of town. Rad Hardheart is the knight in charge. Between the Imperial Legions and the Imperial Cult staff, they have about a dozen service providers out there, none of whom are AT&T. Right then. Saint Subani says the Urshilaku camp lies close to the Sea of Ghosts, north of the village of Margan, on the northern coast of Vardenfell. The fastest, smartest way to reach Margan is the Silt Strider from Balmora to Alrune and from Alrune to Margan. In Margan, look for a scout named Nulino Tadas at Margan Outpost. She'll be able to tell you how to reach the camp. Fair enough. I guess we should take a look at the decoded package. Addresses him as Caius Cassades. I have the honor to acquaint you with His Majesty's wishes concerning Diomedes, an individual of no rank or consequence. Diomedes has been released from prison by His Majesty's authority and sent to you with this missive. Diomedes is to be entered as a novice in the Imperial Order of the Blades, and is to serve under your absolute authority as you see fit, except so far as His Majesty's particular wishes are concerned. His Majesty's particular wishes are as follows. That's just recounting the prophecy bit. Says I seem to fit them. That just says that the Emperor takes it seriously. Alright, this just says to use me as one of the ways to gather information about it. Makes sense. I have the honor to be, sir, your most humble and obedient servant, Glabrio Bellianus, personal secretary to the Emperor. Neat. What else? The dude says, that we have to go and get these supplies from the fort. I'm not so sure we do. I already packed, as I tend to do. A thing I'm gonna have to do before we continue is just to blow my nose, but I'll mute the microphone. There we go, that should make things a bit easier. So, this is going to be our destination. I'm just wondering, should I do House Lalu first, or... Nah. Let's make this interesting, because...
What do you want?
This does promise to be a bit of an adventure. Pretty water. Oh, and for anyone watching the stream and wondering what mods I use, if I did it correctly, the mod list should be just below the stream itself. Let's see, we're gonna go here and... There's like 2 ways to go about this. I think I'm gonna go with the one that seems more interesting, so we're not gonna go the way they say to. We're gonna take the scenic route.
Just for you. Same low price.
Nice. Alright, so the scenic route. I also picked up some potions of cure blight disease, so that should be helpful this time. I won't have to go into conversations with 0 personality. Okay, that's a new one. That's just a Gwar trail. You know, we're heading into an area where I have spent very little time. That should prove interesting. I'm gonna permit myself to obtain a little bit of ingredients on our way. Hello, Gwar. Yeah, right way so far. Oh dear. This looks like it'd be a fight. I might have to save. Who knows what might happen otherwise. Hello. Well, he's empty. Just a pile of bones here. And a chest. Oh. Okay. What's the message I'm being sent here? Like, will this explode? Well, you know what questions like that are for. To prompt me to quick save. So I have... Open. And untrap. Well, gold's useful. 110 gold for 32 weight. I think I'll just leave that there. That was not worth it. Hello, what's your deal? Hello, stranger. What the hell are you looking at? Get the hell out of here before I take your head off. All I want to do is catch some slaughterfish. Is that so wrong, huh? You're welcome. What? Yes, slaughterfish. You're not one, are you? Are you? No? I guess you're not. I'm sorry, my mind has been a little muddled since I got bitten. Those fish pack quite a punch. Punch, yes please. Muddled. I'm just having some problems concentrating since the slaughterfish bite. Having some problems controlling myself too. You have a problem with that, huh? Well, sorry. I really need some help. Maybe you can get me to a healer? To hell with the healers. I don't need one. Tell that Miradora is a healer, but I don't like the way she looks at me. All of Nisus is like that. Don't look at me. Maybe I can cast a spell to help cure you. Give it your best shot.
I don't know. You look like trouble to me.
Okay.
So I said, where's the money in that?
Yes? Huh? What is it? I'm sorry, things have been so muddled, but my mind is so much clearer. What's this? I thank you. I'm not sure what happened. Everything is sort of hazy after that slaughterfish bite. Thank you so much for your help. I'd like to reward you for your generosity. I have very little, but please take this gold. Even during all my days in the Legion, I've never felt anything so strange. I'll make sure to mention it to my Legion friends, how helpful you were. Thank you again. If you ever need anything, don't hesitate to ask. Alright, that's the good deed for the day, I guess. Oh, those god rays. Well, this is dusk, so it's not gonna... we're not gonna see the sunrise. You know, I think I'll just recover my mana. You typically don't want to go into a situation where, okay, this is... okay, so, this is the most memorable part of the entire game for me, just for nostalgia reasons. Let's get down here first. This particular set piece, if you can call it that.
What can I do for you, friend?
The woman says, sorry, Sinette says, hello there. I was hoping a handsome young gentleman like yourself would happen by. Might you take a moment to help a lady in distress? Well, I dropped my ring and can't seem to find it. I think it must have rolled down into this pool here, but I can't go get it because I'm expected in Nisus shortly. You see, I'm a private dancer and I can't very well smell like icky muck water now, can I? Would you please get it for me? The water's not very deep and I'd be very grateful and in your debt. Sure. And she promises to sex me if I comply. That's... yeah, sure, why not? That's... okay, that character is not supposed to be moving. Nor are you supposed to go up to her and talk to her. Leave me alone, okay? Calm down. Yeah, these two are in cahoots. Wow, I remember it being impossible to find this ring.
No good deed goes unpunished, Outlander.
Okay, that was Azura. Right. Iron arrow, chitin shortbow. Nothing all that useful, but what's this? Amulet of Shadows. This amulet was the single greatest thing that ever happened to me when playing this game while I was a kid. I wasn't very smart, I didn't speak English all that well. But yeah, that particular ring will basically make you invisible. As you can imagine, that's rather advantageous. It allowed me to overcome a lot of the fears I had about the game. And yeah, I was quite easily spooked. 80% chameleon means, well, you're not invisible, but you're practically invisible. Hence the percentage. Yeah, that's, if you're ever curious about how to grind up your sneak stat, I think the ring would be quite useful for it. Because I don't know if it actually counts as you sneaking if you're fully invisible, but, well, with that ring you aren't fully invisible. You might be wondering what this place is. Well, this is, not even marked on the map. Wow. Ald Velothi. It's, not a huge deal. Certain quests involve it. Some armed guards around here, and that's not our concern yet. Yeah, I guess I should probably mention why it is I'm taking this route. Part of it was I quite like the terrain in this area. And part of it is this. There's, well, as you can see on the map, dark areas. Those are, well, height. So this particular area is the tallest on the map. And as you can see, there's like, well, there's like 3 like formations. Stop saying like. There are 3 walls. And this is like a hallway. However, we have enough alteration spells and powers to where we can kill one blighted rat. I can walk on water, so we can just pass on north of that. And that is far less of a pain in the ass. Hello. Something has just occurred to me. I forgot to turn off the VPN, didn't I? That might cause issues. I'll be back momentarily off of my VPN. Okay, that should have fixed it. Yeah, it can be a little bit troublesome. Let's see if there's anything powerful in here. Just gonna use my newfound... who've allowed you to exist here? Critical damage multiplier because I'm successfully sneaking. Yeah, if you use this ring, you can very easily overpower a lot of enemies. And it can even, like, trick the undead, which... that's a major element. That's kind of a small tomb. Oh well. Good way to show off the nifty amulet. Right, onwards. Oh. Yeah. There is this. I could probably have taken the Silt Strider a bit further north. But that's okay. If you just use the fast travel everywhere, it's... well, you miss out. I would have missed out on the amulet for one. And yeah, cool is not very cool. Haha. But it is kind of a big deal, just for the fact that it's the only way to get to Solstheim. Which some of you may know from, well, What was that thing called? The DLC for Skyrim. Dragonborn, I think. Which is a bit confusing, but, well, thematically relevant, sure. You know, I was kind of expecting this guy to attack me while I was drinking. It would have been smart. I guess he wasn't smart. We have a campfire over here. Wonder what that's about. Did I offend you in some way? Because you offended me in some way. So what's the deal with these guys? Well, to make a long story short, they are outlaws. There's a lot of them in the north. Well, certain parts of it anyway. And what's in their chest? Not a whole lot. Notice that, you know, I'm using what is equivalent to a Daedric spear and a blighted Nixhound. He managed to take a fully powered up attack with one of those. And it's not like my spear skill is in some way deficient. 52, that's quite good. I'm not gonna be messing with that guy though. Getting accosted by crabs. Oh, hey. What a nice little ship. Do we have time? I think we have time. A derelict shipwreck, as opposed to a well-maintained shipwreck. And they locked the door. And I'm apparently a moron, can't pick it. Captain didn't go down with the ship, but he did go down high. So far, so good. Seems they were bringing alchemy supplies somewhere. Alchemy supplies and nothing major. Bonald Quirus. Huh. And that's it, is it? We already looked at the cabin. So, a crew of 2, and the captain was a drug addict, and they had nothing of value on board. Well, that must have been a miserable little excursion. Incidentally, I should probably warn you about, well, the area that we're moving into. Shops and amenities and fast travel options, basically non-existent. And the very first thing we run into is a fucking Daedric area. That was a clan fear. He's afraid of clans or something. I don't know if I can go through that place. Well, I see an entrance, but I don't know if it's a good idea. Ivar Dad. Well, I did save before we went in here. Let's... There's a dead scamp. Apparently now you die. Is this place? Apparently that character's in combat.
I could enjoy watching you take your last breath.
Somehow I doubt that. Combat music gonna keep going or what? Night Eye, that's useful. Are you done now, music? Seems not. Okay. I think they're done now. Excellent. Can't rest here, though. So what's with these notes? At last, after these many years of searching, I'm sure I've located the proper caverns. The crystals are just as the stories describe. Wrapped in a crystalline embrace, the silver-pierced brow of the traitor shall ward his sleep. This must be the place. This must be Mordrin Hanen's tomb. But Dharma and I have established quarters here. No one shall steal our discovery. To imagine what treasures are hidden within the stone, those guild fools mocking my studies, the powers I shall unleash upon their miserable skins. Tomorrow we will summon workers to begin excavation. The summoning was successful, although Badama lacks concentration. We nearly had a storm atronach, but our poor skills allowed it to escape. We shall make do with vermin. To think of the earth we could have riven with the Atronach, now we're forced to watch the scamps scrape the surface with their picks and shovels. Hideous, miserable creatures. Otherworldly vermin, bastards, fodder for my cauldron. Scamps are the most untrue of servants. I should enlist the efforts of giant rats for the wilderness and have greater success. Whiny, thieving, lazy, and treacherous scamps. One attempted to flee, stealing a number of potions in his flight. I made short work of him. Perhaps the others will think more deeply before following his path. Unfortunately, I was unable to locate one of my best potions of Rising Force. Success. I discovered the traces of worked stone, which, when inspected closely, were obviously of Daedric workmanship. After great effort and much moving of earth and stone, the remaining blockage fell away with a great splash into a pool of loathsome water. The foul and noisome air which escaped nearly choked me. The scamps broke into a great frenzy, trying to hurl themselves through the opening. Shrieking with either terror or joy, the creatures are clearly insane. I've been forced to erect a gate at the opening. The scamps will still attempt to escape into its maw. I've placed Badama as sentry to monitor the worthless creatures. Perhaps they'll tear her to pieces in her sleep. No, I still require her talents in the upcoming search. The baleful effects of this place are telling on me. I've only just managed to distill some potions to aid us in our endeavor. Soon, though, we'll enter the chambers and finally realize a life's ambition. Still, though we cannot find the tomb, it may be for naught if we cannot locate the key guardian. Sometimes I hear voices in my dreams calling on Mortrin's name. Is it terror or adulation? I don't know. I'm just gonna bring these along. I don't recall what the conclusion of this quest is gonna be, but, well. I tend to take it as my, she also had brandy while alchemying. But yeah, if a game puts specific items in the spot next to, like, their attempts at their lore delivery, I just get the impression that it'll be relevant. Kind of how every single ship seems to have, like, water-breathing potions in them. Yeah, I realize I'm not very effective at all this, but, you know, it's not especially difficult to grind this when you have a lock in front of you. You always have those darkest darkness things. Alright, a miner's pick. Pound meat. Torches. I'm guessing that was the guy who tried to escape. And she said she couldn't find her potion. Did he stash it somewhere? Because that seems like the thing he would have done. Huh. Pretty sure there was like a key in there, and it's not for either of their chests. So what is it for? It was for the gate. Of course it was. The gate that was locked with the lowest level lock of everything. Well, let's go left first. That's a Daedroth. He is not friendly. Okay, he hit hard. Well, not super hard, but like he was doing equivalent damage to me that I was doing to him, which is always worrying. Alright, what do we got here? Frost damage, useless. Ancient rusted Daedric key. And the rest is not worthwhile. So, I'm just wondering, is there going to be anything up there? Doesn't look like it. Oh well. Oh, my acrobatic skill is pathetic. Yeah, we're gonna need help to get up there. Alright. Oh, and we've taken damage of various types. Can only rest on solid ground. And I found the way back out of the cave. Perfect. That's exactly where I didn't want to go. And I guess this does put me in a position to actually rest. I am curious to see what exactly they were looking for here. Because you don't come out into this part of the map without an expectation of reward. Hello. You're a Dwemer Lord. I don't like those. Yeah, don't need a dwarven spear. That's a golden saint. Whoa. Okay, that was quite a treasure. Another Daedric Face of Inspiration. 2 Daedric. So anyway, are you supposed to be here? If I walk over here, will you get out of the whatever you were in? That was close. Dwarven battle axe, not really worth picking up. You can use the scrolls. So yeah, in terms of treasure, this has got to be the biggest get. Ah yes, I was kind of expecting I would have trouble with this. Let's drop that for now. What on earth do I do with all this? Okay, I have a plan. We'll mark here. Rest until healed. We'll bit of gold. Huh. Why won't he open? Ah. Hopefully we can remove the trap. Nice. Ebony war axe. It's fine. Chiding Quirus. That's nothing major. Okay, a sermon about axes. I can at least open that one. Guess I should drop some heavy shield. I guess I should drop 2 heavy shields. Ah, wait, I see what's wrong. I see what's wrong. We've lost strength and we can heal that. Guess we should heal up first. Endurance. Very good. Now I can carry a little bit more. Daedric staff, that's nice. All of the knives are cursed. And he's just stuck there. Fine, I'll ignore him. Open sesame. That's fine, I predicted a trap. Not bad. And then there's the corpse. Yeah. I'm gonna have to take this loot back, partly because it is so eye-wateringly precious, but also because it's gonna weigh so much I cannot bring it with me. Nice, very good, very good. Okay. Even though this is extremely valuable, we can just drop it on the ground. No one can pick it up. Ebony short sword. I might actually use that later. Ancient silver dagger. We can keep the spear. Radiance. We can drop those. I'll just have to make a note of coming back here just because, well, it would be a terrible thing to forget this vast treasure. I don't think I'll sell it off either, at least not yet. There's some very specific stuff you can sort of, quote-unquote, use to sell the Daedric items that you might find. Because obviously they're worth a giant amount of money. Well, I may as well just tell you now, since the topic came up in my mind. Basically what I do with it is I go to have stuff enchanted. Often that'll cost tens of thousands of gold. And you know, if you then immediately have some Daedric weapons to sell to the person, you can make the money back. It's fairly simple, but, oh, I just realized something. I guess we'll go inside the temple then. Basically I made a mark so I could recall back to the dungeon I left. And, well, I'm gonna need some mana to be able to cast recall. This is a storage room. Oh, interesting. I'm not getting mana. That's fine. Definitely not mad about that. Back we are. Alright. And everything went back to... well... yeah. Right, let's continue our adventure. Or rather, our journey. It's not much of an adventure yet, even though we did find treasure. Apparently there's enemies nearby. Isn't that something? Not that I can see where. Oh, right. There was also the Daedric Shrine. That's... yeah, let's start by saying... have no clue what's gonna be in here. Okay, Daedra was on the short list. And what have we got down there? A statue and a scamp, it looks like. Oh, hey, an adventurer. Apparently he's in combat.
You haven't a chance against me.
Is that a fact? Lightning bolt ring. Cheap potion of silence. Why would you have a thing that prevents you from casting spells? That doesn't seem very useful. Oh well. Let's slow fall down there. Ah, but let's be invisible while we do it.
Your end is here.
Is it? Silver spark axe. Something just occurred to me. First, let's. Okay, that's not a real statue. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to load because I made a mistake. We'll just try to go down here now. Never mind. I figured he might be a monster hunter of some sort because he was, you know. Devil spear, come on. But yeah, there was a lot of dead scamps around, so I just figured, you know, these might be good guys. They might have come here to, I don't know. A sanguine item, that's nice. Glass dagger, worth quite a lot, weighs nothing. And these almost certainly cursed. Still can't activate the statue, so this is not a... well, how do I put it? Not an active shrine. Because there are some where you can go in and activate the statue and trigger, well, a Daedric quest for a Daedric item of special power. I may have gotten slightly injured. But that's okay. Casting fire spells at all is not very smart. You know, killing me in one hit though, that's very smart. Good on you. Very smart indeed. And yeah, the thing is, once you're on your knees, you can't really cast spells. Because you've been knocked down. And that's kind of an effect of the game where, how do I put it? An attack of sufficient power, as a percentage of your health, will actively, like, cause you to stagger. Guys, we are heading into our very first Ashlander encampment. Whoa! This is not how that's supposed to go. You're ruining my moment. Bad scamp. Right. Right. What was I doing? Fortify illusion, that's not very useful. I don't really have much of anything that's gonna boost my, well, personality.
Make it quick, Outlander.
Hello, Shabin Bale. Alright, what do we remember about, gifts? We want a thoughtful gift. Oh, I had the item that he wanted. Do you want to offer me a gift of trauma root? Well, Outlander, you are not proud, but you are courteous, and in an Outlander, that is not a thing to be despised. Very well. I accept your gift, and thank you. You want to speak to Sulmatul. You want to speak to Nibani Mesa. Have they sent for you? No. Then you will not speak to them. So how do you proceed in such a thing? Like, am I gonna tell him, oh, I'm your messiah figure? Let's just say the prophecies in general. Okay, look, I'm gonna bribe him with this and ask him again. What does an Outlander have to say to an Urshilaku of the Nervarian Prophecy? Honesty or curiosity? I'm gonna go with honesty. He is understandably incredulous. I do not believe what I'm hearing. You think you are the Nervarian and you wish to speak to Sulmatul and Nibani Mesa. You do not look like the Nervarian. But you do not speak like a fool or a madman. This is a puzzle. I tell you, go speak with Zabamund in his yurt. He's a Gulakan, Sulmatul's champion, and he will decide what is right. If Zabamund gives you permission, you may enter the Ashkan's yurt and speak with Sulmatul. That went better than I expected. Yeah, let's do exactly what he says.
Make it quick, Outlander.
Melee, Zabamund. That would be him. Talk, Outlander. Speak with respect, and I will listen. Okay, he wants gold. And I gave him gold. You have no standing among us, Outlander, but you speak well, and with respect, so I will explain. It is against our custom that an Outlander should speak to an Ashcan or a wise woman. I'll tell you also that Sul-Matul has no love for Outlanders. Yeah. Okay. The Nervarian Prophecies are not for Outlanders. Why should Sul-Matul and Nibani Mesa speak to you about these things? Who are you that we should trust you? Tell him all I have learned of the 6th house and the Nervarine, and ask humbly to speak to Sul-Matul. All of that may be true, and I'm sure you think it is important, but it has nothing to do with us, at least not the way you tell it. I'm sorry, but I will not let you bother Sul-Matul or Nibani Mesa with all this. Well, I'm asking him about the last Nervarine, which was Peakstar. Peakstar was an Ashlander girl found washed ashore near Aldredania. She was raised by the Urshilaku, and many believe she was the incarnate. Some Ashlanders believe that Peakstar was a false incarnate and that she's dead. Others believe she will soon return to fulfill the rest of the prophecies. Temple warriors claim she was captured and imprisoned. No one knows what happened to her. Well, I don't recall exactly what happened either. I'm gonna try again. Offered to pay a tribute, since he likes gold. Yes, a gift of 200 gold coins. That is earnest proof of your respect. Yes, I believe you should speak to our Ashcan. Perhaps he will be angry with me, but I think I can bear that. Go to the Ashcan's yurt and speak with Sul-Matul. Ask him your questions and tell him I have sent you. Huh. Well,
You flatter me with your attention, Outlander.
I'm sure I do. Zavamund Ashcan. Here goes nothing. So, my champion Zavamund has sent you to talk with me about the Nervarian Prophecies. Then go ahead, Diomedes, talk. I'm very curious. Thoughtful gift. No, he wants gold. A fair amount of it. You think you fulfill the Nervarian Prophecies. You wish to be tested to see if you are the Nervarine. No Outlander may join the Nervarine cult. If you were a clan friend and adopted member of the Ashlander tribes, then perhaps. I have an initiation rite in mind. If you pass this rite, I will adopt you as clan friend of the Ashlanders, and then I will submit you to Nibani Mesa, our wise woman, who is skilled in oracles and mysteries, and who will test you against the prophecies. That's good. To be adopted into the tribe, you must undergo a harrowing. In a harrowing, you will be judged by the spirits and ancestors to see if you are worthy. Go to the Urshilaku burial caverns and fetch me Sul-Senipul's bone-biter bow. Sul-Senipul was my father, and his spirit guards his bone-mold longbow deep in the burial caverns. Return to me with this bow, and I will adopt you into the Ashlander tribes as a clan friend. The burial caverns lie to the south-southeast of the camp, a north-facing door in a little hill halfway between us and the slopes of Red Mountain. Go north from our camp to the water, then turn east at a rock cairn beneath the beach, or on the beach. Turn and head straight south until you find the door. The spirits of our ancestors guard the caverns. They will attack and will kill you if they can. Force your way past them or evade them, get the bow and return. Okay. Yeah, you must get the bow. And he does not care for my attempt to explain to him my dreams.
You flatter me with your attention, Outlander.
So yeah, these types of messages are just to indicate their relations with you.
Make it quick, Outlander.
So he said to follow the coast
Speak, traveler.
till we find a cairn. I've recently become aware a lot of Americans don't know what that is. Or at least some. And essentially it's a artificially constructed pile of rocks. And it's more of a Celtic thing than strictly English, so... Here we are. Alright, due south, which is this direction. Yeah, when I was doing this, I must have been between 10 and 13, maybe. And I did not understand what on earth a cairn was. We also didn't have internet at that time, so I couldn't very well look it up, and I'm not sure I would have even understood if I'd gotten an answer. Oh dear. Okay, I was expecting him to be a little tougher than that. Ah, yes, I see it. But yeah, I remember just covering basically, like, just going back and forth like that all over the region. So, regarding this. This is going to be one of the largest, like, dungeons in the whole game, I think. Only now does it occur to me. Yeah, I'm just gonna run back to the entrance and mark the position because... Oh, Lord, I do not want to go all the way back. Not on foot. Let us mark. Oh, hi, Mark. Yes, I'm terrible. Excuse me. Let's just get from you. I'm gonna try not to disturb any of the, I'm gonna try not disturbing the mummies. Because you know, the champion, he fights me. I don't feel bad taking from him, but, there are certain other things where probably sounds weird, but I feel like I should try to be at least somewhat respectful. How do you do? You know, I remember seeing a guy talking about the why he'd install certain mods to make it so that he had a constant regeneration. Stamina, fatigue, whatever you want to call it. What weapon is that? Steel halberd. It's kind of a strange weapon for a tribal. Spear of light. Cast when strikes. Again, that's a strange enchantment for that. Dead Adventurer. Broadsword of Hewing. Rose Shield. Bearskin Cuirass. Dwemer. I'm not interested in Dwemer. Guess we should heal up while we can. Is there any of this that will be necessary? I might need the lock splitter, but I'll leave the rest. Mainly on account of me not wanting to do this dungeon more than once, because it is genuinely huge. Silver Spear. Well, that's not so crazy. Partly because you might be showing up without a magic weapon. More so, the thing for me is, just from a standpoint of archaeology, I guess, if I may put it like that. Silver, that's a good decorative material. So ceremonial weapons made out of it makes a lot more sense in a tomb than it would do elsewhere. Alright. Strength, speed. Yeah, let's go with agility. But yeah, mainly I go with this because, well, being able to carry more and being able to move faster are positive traits. And it's not just for movement either. Speed also determines, you know, how fast you can jab enemies. And that's rather important. That was the stuff I looted. I'm not proud of it. This direction, then. I am trying to take the shortest route in this dungeon, just because of how big it is. Understandably, though, I don't go to this place very often. I do remember this part. Fragile burial. There's an underwater segment. Hi there. Silver claymore. Bit extravagant. Oh look, more dead adventurer. Taking that. What have you got? Master Lockpick. Dwemer Boots. Oh hey, Ghost. Oh hey, Ghost. Bit casual. It's got an axe of some kind. Fire Bite. Bone Null Tower Shield. Nothing worth stealing, at least when you factor in the cost of new dignity. Why am I stuck? Thank you. What do we have? Baleful Suffering. Nothing major. Hello, Ghost. I guess I must levitate. Mainly I'm curious what is in here. We won't need the book, or we might. Bone Charm, you can keep that. Lockpick. Any day now. Any day. I will break through eventually, you know. Eventually. I said... Oh, fuck it. I'm just gonna cast a spell then. Open. Of course it's trapped. I'm gonna need the health potion more than him. He can keep the rest of his possessions, though. I feel that's fair. Only rest on solid ground. I don't think they have anything. Oh, we can't miss out on the underwater section. That would be my favorite kind. It's both trapped in everything. All the best things are trapped. Just don't tell anyone I told you that. What have we here? What the fuck is this? A fucking bone walker that's casting spells at me. Well, I think we might have found it. Glass tower shield. Now that is rare. Mystery of Talara 4. That's an ebony helmet. Glass tower shield worth 20 grand. Is there anything up there? Doesn't seem like it. But yeah, that should give you an idea of the how do I put it? Going here when you're like level 3, as I saw one person attempt, not very smart. Naturally, he also showed up without any resources. Like, his inventory was empty, he had low health, low stamina, low magicka, couldn't sleep anywhere. Diseased, had no cure disease potions with him. Dude was, he had a bad time. Well, that skeleton had high block for all the good it did him. What have we here? Drew Quiris. I don't fully recall if that's super valuable, but I think it is pretty rare. Don't quote me on that though. Worth 5 grand, that's money of a kind. Okay, I was just wondering what's different about that rock. I'm gonna dive. This keeps up. What happened to you? Last rites. Well, his thieving tools will be useful, even if the rest of it is garbage. You can keep your bows. You can keep your club. I'm gonna have to take these from you. You don't have a license. And in case you couldn't look, I just picked up some Daedric darts. Those are exceedingly rare, and has a price of 4,000 grand or 4,000 gold each. So that's you know, I might need those definitely. I think Daedric throwing darts, it's probable that there's less than 30 of them in the entire game. But I would have to look it up if I wanted to be certain, and that's just not happening. Alright, I guess that is it for this area. can't help but feel curious if there's anything up there, but doesn't seem like it. Kakuna Burial. Ah yes, when this game came out, Pokemon was still popular. Alright, so I'm gonna have to take a short break here. Largely because I have to take medication, and I also have to order some. But that shouldn't take long. 5 minutes at the very most. And we're back. Kakuna Burial. If memory serves, that was a Pokemon. I could be wrong though. Quite bright up there. Wonder where all the lights are coming from. Do you mind? I need to get up. Yes, my acrobatics is dog shit. Could you let me up now? Almost there. You really want to make me... Use levitate. So, how are you doing? Well, let's go to the top. Looks like an adventurer died here. Well, I don't plan on joining him. More scrolls. I guess the shield might be worth selling. It's just a halberd, kite and shield. Not much here. Oh, hey. Well, well, well. What's, oh, come on. There's gotta be something. There is something. And we can heal. Up we go. That's quite valuable. I guess that was it, though. I was kind of expecting something extraordinary. Of course you come down here. Of course you do. I guess that's it for this region. Area thing. Place. I don't think I'm gonna be jumping over there with my terrible, terrible acrobatics. So let's see if we can levitate. Levitate. That's nothing, nothing. Glass greaves. Mage Bane, 32,000. Yes, please. I hope no one from the Urshilaku camp comes back here and checks on how much of their treasure's still here, because, seems I've cleaned the place out. Well, that column was new. The guy at the end of this dungeon is going to be a bit of a badass. So, don't be too shocked if I die. The first time, anyway. And yes, I believe once very early on I came in here, right? And I couldn't hit the final guy. I hadn't brought a weapon of the right type. I was upset. Iron Saber. That's not much of a treasure. Surprises so far. Oh, hey. Oh, that was him. Nice work. Oh yeah, serious badass. You might be watching me die a lot. And then that was it. Don't need a frost shield. Don't need a scamp. Or well, a scamp soul. I also remember quite early on I did the entire dungeon, right? But it hadn't gotten across that I needed the bow. So I went all the way back until, yeah, I totally dealt with the guy you told me to kill. And where's the bow? What bow? I was not happy. Urshilaku camp is in this direction. It might seem a little bit ridiculous at times when I regale you with stories of how I couldn't find this, that, or the other. But, well, Okay, so the distant terrain feature in this, I can see 10 squares away. The original draw distance, 1 square. Like, that square. So basically you would always be experiencing the world as if it was mired in heavy fog. Or a sandstorm or something. Alright guys, no need to
Where is that slave?
mob me for coming back from your burial tombs with my pockets filled with treasure. Oh god, he's gonna make me read, isn't he? Please
You
no.
flatter
anything
me
but
with
that.
your attention, Outlander.
Have you completed the initiation rite? This is my father's Bonebiter bow. You've completed the initiation rite. I name you Diomedes, clan friend of the Ashlanders. Keep my father's bow and bear it with honor. You are a friend of our tribe and may rest in any Urshilaku bed, but do not harm other tribe members or take their things. And now I will fulfill my other promise. Go to the wise woman's yurt, and Nibani Mesa shall examine you and test you against the Nervarian Prophecies. You've already completed the rite. Yep. You've already proven your worthiness. Right. So what can this guy tell me about the prophecies? Now that you are a clan friend, I want to speak plainly. I find it hard to believe that you are the Nervarian. You are an outlander, but the Nervarian comes to drive all outlanders from Morrowind. How could an outlander be the incarnate? The great houses stole our lands and mocked us with false gods. The godless outlanders steal our land and our dignity. The Nervarian is the last hope the Ashlanders have. I will let no outlander steal this hope from us. Okay. Continue. These are serious words, Diomedes, words of life and death. I see honor and merit in you, and I am proud to name you clan friend. But take care what you say and do in the name of the Nervarian. Now go question Nibani Mesa, and learn all that you can, or learn all that she can tell you. Best sit close to the microphone, because, Nibani Mesa is gonna give you a plot dump the likes of which you have never seen.
What is this about?
I will probably be stopping for a water break every few paragraphs. Wise woman's yurt.
Muthsera?
This will be one of the most pivotal, yeah, sure. One of the most important characters in this game. So, they've told me of you, Outlander, or shall I say clan friend. You are hard-headed and ignorant, but perhaps it is not your fault. My lord Ashkan says that you will ask me about the Nervarian Prophecies. He also says I will test you against the Nervarian Prophecies. I must do as my lord Ashkan says, so ask your questions and I will test you. Okay. Guess I'll ask you about the prophecies. No, Lord. Yeah, she's gonna have multiple paragraphs for every single one of these. And that's gonna be a bitch to get through. There are many Nervarian prophecies, and they suggest many things. Aspect and uncertain parents, the moon and star, sleepers, 7 curses, the curse's bane, the prophecy of the stranger, the prophecy of the 7 visions, and the lost prophecies. Ask me of these things if you are patient, if you would be wise. Or if you are impatient to know, just ask, do I pass the test of the Nervarian Prophecies? Go ahead, Outlander. I am the wise woman. Ask your questions, and I will answer. Let's be patient, I suppose. Aspect and uncertain parents. If what you say is true, you are indeed born on a certain day of uncertain parents. This is part of the prophecy, but many have the same birthday, and many are not sure of their parents. It is interesting, but it does not make you the Nervarian. What about Moon and Star? Legend says, Lord Indoril Nerevar's family standard bore the Moon and Star, and Nerevar's armor and weapons bore this sign. Some says he bore Moon and Star as a birthmark. Some say he had a magic ring marked with a moon and star. Others says he was born under a moon and star. In any case, I think the moon and star is the mark of the Nervarian, and you do not have this mark, so you are not the Nervarian. Well, spoilers. Maybe. What about sleepers? Rumors say that in the towns, mad cultists called sleepers are attacking people, saying that Dagador has awakened and will drive the Outlanders from Morrowind. Perhaps it is just a coincidence, but I think it is a sign of the Nervarian. Not necessarily a sign that you are the Nervarian. Perhaps the time of the Nervarian has come, and you have come at the same time. This is not passing a test, but it may mean you have some part to play in the coming of the Nervarian. Alright, 7 curses. It is another Ashlander prophecy of the Nervarian. It is called the 7 Cursors of the Sharmat, but I do not know it, and I know no one who does. It may be lost. Such things happen. A wise woman dies or forgets, or a clan is wiped out. Perhaps someone knows, but is keeping it a secret. Perhaps it is in one of those many books of your settled peoples. I have heard that the dissident priests of the temple may have such books. And we know a dissident priest. Just no one tell the ordinators that. The Prophecy of the Stranger. This is the best known version of the Nervarian Prophecies. We call it the Stranger. When earth is sundered and skies choked black, and sleepers serve the 7 curses, to the hearth there comes a stranger, journeyed far neath moon and star. Though stockborn to sire uncertain, his aspect marks his certain fate. Wicked stalk him, righteous curse him, prophets speak, but all deny. Many trials make manifest the stranger's fate, the curse's bane. Many touchstones try the stranger, many fall, but one remains. That last bit is a thing that gets unveiled during the intro cinematic of the game. What about the prophecy of the 7 visions? The full title of the prophecy is the 7 visions of 7 trials of the incarnate. Listen, and I will tell you the verses. 7 trials. What he puts his hand to shall be done. What is left undone, that shall be done. First trial. On a certain day to uncertain parents, incarnate moon and star were born. Second trial. Neither blight nor age can harm him. The curse of flesh before him flies. Third trial. In caverns dark Azura's eye sees and makes to shine the moon and star. Fourth trial. A stranger's voice unites the houses. 3 halls call him Hortator. Let's see. Fifth trial. A stranger's hand unites the Velothi. 4 tribes call him the Nervarian. Sixth trial. He honors blood of the tribe unmourned. He eats their sin and is reborn. Seventh trial. His mercy frees the cursed false gods, binds the broken, redeems the mad. One destiny. He speaks law for Veloth's people. He speaks for their land and names them great. What does this prophecy mean? It tells us who the Nervarian will be, and the trials he must undergo before he fulfills his destiny. Some parts I understand, some parts I do not. I will answer your questions as best I can, but I cannot pretend to understand it all. Alright. Before we look at all the trials, the last thing we had to click was the Lost Prophecies. There are Nervarian prophecies that have been lost, the 7 curses and others. Some are forgotten, some hidden, some deliberately lost. The wise women are the memory of the Velothi people, but it is a faulty memory, and we are immortal, and our knowledge dies with us. But we hear that the dissident priests of the temple study our Nervarian prophecies, and record them in books. Such written words never die. You must go to them and ask for these books, and bring what you find to me. Makes sense. Tell me about the Urshilaku. The Urshilaku are the Ashlanders of the northern Ashlands and the West Gash. I am the wise woman of the Urshilaku, and Ashkan Sulmatul is our chief, a brave and respected war leader and a warrior protector of the Nervarian cult. What about disturbing dreams? She's the only person who's, gonna be able to talk about it. These dreams are the tricks of Dagath Ur. He speaks to you, but you must resist. He bends his power to compel you, but you must resist. You are in danger, but your heart is wise. Heed your heart. Do not hear the voice of the Sharmat, for it will drive you mad. Let's just bribe her while we're at it, see if that changes anything. Not really. Okay, first trial. This refers to your birth sign, to your birth on a certain day to uncertain parents, just like in the Stranger prophecy. Second trial. I'm not sure what this means. Will the Nervarian come as a spirit who is not harmed by blight or age? I don't know. But I think Curse of Flesh means the blight disease corpus, which causes terrible distorted growths on its victims. Perhaps the Nervarian can heal this disease. Perhaps that will be a sign of the Nervarian. And third trial. In legend, there is a shrine to Azura called the Cavern of the Incarnate. There are secrets I may not tell you about this cavern. Do not ask. Okay, that's where the pornography is at. Fourth trial. A Hortator is a war leader chosen when Dunmer great houses must put aside their normal feuds to unite against a common enemy. This has not happened since the Empire invaded our land. Fifth trial. The Ashlanders are sometimes called the Velothi, for the prophet Veleth guided us to this land many, many centuries ago. And the 4 tribes are the 4 tribes of Ardenfell, the Urshilaku, the Ahimusa, the Zainab, and the Irabenimson. Irabenimson. Maybe I'll get that correctly someday. It would truly be a miracle to unite these 4 tribes who for so long have raided and warred with one another. But the Nervarian must be the one who performs miracles. Seventh trial. No, wait, 6th verse, obviously. I am not sure. The tribe unworn may mean the 6th house, House Dagoth, which was exterminated after the Battle of Red Mountain. But it may also mean the Dwemer, or the dwarves as the Westerners call them, and eating sin is doing atonement for another sin. 7th trial. The cursed false gods must be the tribunal. They are surely false gods, evil sorcerers and necromancers, and they murdered Nerevar so that they might set themselves up as gods. Binds the broken must refer to Nerevar's broken promise to the Ashlanders to honor the ways of the spirits and the rights of the land. Yeah. One destiny. Velos people are the Dwemer, all Dwemer, Ashlander and Great House. The last time the Velothi were united were with Nerevar at the Battle of Red Mountain. Now Nerevar will come once again to unite the Dwemer. He will restore Morrowind to the Dwemer and restore the former greatness of the Velothi people. Let's see. She just explains the bird sign. That's not important. Alright, tell me about the Zainab. The Ashlanders of the Zainab tribe are sly and crafty. Their camp is in the interior of the Grazelands. Irabenimsun. The Irabenimsun of the Molek Mar love themselves and their weapons above all else. The Ashkan Ulaf Pal is cruel and ambitious, and his Gulakans are just like him. The wise woman, Manirai, is cautious and reasonable. Seek her counsel. Don't waste your speech on the war cons. The Ahamuza. The Ahamuza of the Grazelands are mild and peace-loving. The wise woman of the Ahamuza, Sinamo Mirpal, is also their Ashkan. That's unusual. Seven trials, the Incarnate cannot fail. What others have tried, he will do. What Nerevar started, the Incarnate shall finish. Alright. I guess that is pretty much it. Do I pass the test? You are not the Nervarian. You are one who may become the Nervarian. It is a puzzle and a hard one. But you have found some of the pieces, and you may find more. Do you choose to be the Nervarian? Then seek the lost prophecies amongst the dissident priests of the temple. Find the lost prophecies and bring them to me, and I will be your guide. And take these copies of the Stranger and the Seven Visions. Now I have told you all I know. Go. Think on what I've told you and what must be done. Well, do you have anything interesting for sale? Yes, you do. You might be curious what that is. I will not be telling you. Not yet. I could use Scuttle, though. Anything else we should ask her? And she just sums up who Nerevar was. Making sure she doesn't say anything especially interesting about him, and she doesn't. Incidentally, if you haven't seen the bit where I explained it, the grayed out ones are stuff I've already been... It's an answer I've already seen, whether from her or from someone else. If it's blue, that means it's an answer that is unique to her, and if it is merely golden, that means that it is, a generic answer that I have not yet seen. Right, so what do? We're gonna mark here.
Welcome, friend.
Because there's no real, simple way of getting to Urshilaku. This was a bit of a journey. So yeah, Musa, sign up. That one. I don't want to read it. Yeah. Yeah. What next? What next? 45 bone meal, that's what. Focus. Where are we going next? Home. You know, all that stuff I found, I'll sort it all out when I'm doing chores off stream. Guess we'll go to Sadanin.
We make a special trip just for you. Same low price.
To Balmora.
We make a special trip just for you. Same low price.
So everyone keeps telling me. Just gonna wait until it's daytime, because I don't think the sleepers can actually accost you when you've waited until it is day. I have quite the haul of trinkets. I guess while I'm doing this, we could, yeah. Plenty of damage to my equipment. Especially considering how...
Greetings to you. A pleasure to meet you.
The, sort of, armor that I'm wearing, it's like amongst the cheapest and the softest. I made a dent in what I was carrying. Just gonna put this here. Basically, it's a type of fast travel item, but we cannot use it yet. We don't have enough pieces. Man, I'm having some bad stomach. Sorry about that. Gonna try to focus on this, though. Actually, I remember what he's gonna do, and I'm not gonna like it. Before we do it, I'm gonna have to go over and ditch my, my ingredients. Actually, yeah, I think I'm gonna be sticking with the main quest for a little while yet. Just on account of, well, some specific things that are gonna happen. What does he mean by that? I'm not telling you. You didn't think I was gonna tell you, did you? I'll drop books as well. Decoded package. Okay, these are just to help you remember. And that's fair. What else? What else? I'm sure this will be fine. Right. Troublesome as this next mission will no doubt be. I think it's important that I go through with it nonetheless. Actually, I don't recall exactly what stage we're gonna be, like, well, going into, like, the precise mission that we'll be doing. Orders. You've spoken with Sulmatul and Ibani Meza, and from what they say, it sounds like you really could be the Nervarian. That's just incredible. But I'll have to get used to the idea. Let me try to get word to Mira Milo. Maybe she can find out whether the dissident priests have any lost prophecies. But in the meantime, I have a very tough assignment for you. Do you think you're ready? I'm willing but cautious. Good. Cautious is smart. I'm gonna give you the mission. But I'm gonna give you 400 dregs. Before you head out, outfit yourself with healing potions and some fresh gear. Yeah. If you get in trouble, back off, rest up, and go back fresh. Don't take any chances. I think this will be a tough one. Yes. Here is your mission. Oh no, this is the one, man. Fort Buckmoth sent a patrol to Narmak hunting smugglers with 6th house connections. They found a 6th house base, a 6th house shrine, and a 6th house priest named Dagoth Garrus. Speak to champion Reza Pulia at Fort Buckmoth. She will tell you about the patrol and the 6th house base. Your orders: find that base, kill Dagoth Garrus, and bring me a full report on the base. The locals call it Ilonibi. However, the one trooper who escaped to report has died of corpus disease. Before he died, the trooper reported fighting with monsters and cultists, and something about a powerful 6th house priest called Dagoth Garrus. But go talk to Reza Pulia at Fort Buckmoth. She will have all the details. What's corpus disease? I don't know much about it. I've never seen a case myself. You can get it from contact with red mountain monsters that they call corpus beasts. I think it's like a blight disease, only worse. It usually drives the victims mad and causes terrible deformed growths on the body. I'll check my informants and find out how to cure it. In the meantime, just follow your orders. Okay. Right. The fort would be where exactly? Alright, I'm gonna have to ask him where Fort Buckmoth is. South of Alrune. Ah, I see. Right then. So yeah, this mission is, well, how do I put it? Impactful. It does also have well, quite the payoff. I see the fort. Huh, what is that lady doing out here? I remember her. We're not doing her quest. I don't care what you say in the chat. Nothing will persuade me. Oh, why? She's incredibly rude. She underpays you by a colossal amount. And her quest is... it's trolling, basically. She wants you to take her to the shrine around there. And she moves at about a speed of 1. As in, you know, 93 less than what I have. And I'm not happy about it. I am Reza Pulia, champion of the Legion garrison here at Buckmouth Legion Fort. And your Diomedes, Caius Cassad sent you, didn't he? Caius said that you might be the one to handle this 6th house base near Narmak. Only one trooper returned. He died soon after, horribly disfigured with corpus disease. And out of his wits in his ramblings, he spoke of a cavern on the coast. He called it Ilonibi. It's not on our maps. Try asking the locals in Narmak. They fought with cultists and disfigured man-beasts, corpus monsters, I think. They fled the attackers and got lost in the caves. Then they ran into a half-man creature named Dagoth Geras. This Dagoth Geras slew the rest of the patrol, but spared the one trooper. He told the trooper that he was being spared so that he might tell others that the sleeper awakens and the 6th house has risen, and Dagoth Ur is Lord and I am his priest, and all will be one with him in the flesh. The trooper awakened outside the caverns and returned here. We couldn't recognize him, and he didn't respond to questions, just kept rambling on like a madman until he died. That sounds nasty. Narmak is an island fishing village on the Bitter Coast, roughly west of Caldera and Alrune. Let me mark it on your map. There's no marked route to Narmak from Alrune. It's no easy trip. Our patrols take the Balmora road. At the Nisus Balmora Alrune signpost, go south, then immediately west on the side road to Druleen Phelan's cottage. Then head cross... Yeah. I know where it is. I've heard of corpus disease before, but never seen it. The trooper's flesh was swollen and covered with growths. His bones twisted and lost their shape. He spoke to himself as if in a dream. We didn't recognize him at first, except for his clothing and armor. The fort chaplain tried spells and potions, but couldn't cure the disease. He died soon after he reached the fort. Didn't realize how fast corpus kills. It sure wasn't pretty. The troops seem shaken, and I'm a little worried myself, to tell the truth. I was supposed to get some supplies, wasn't I? I guess not. Alright, that was the previous mission.
What's straight?
Right then, let's do this mission real quick. How difficult could it be? Apparently it can be fairly difficult. It's certainly one of those things where you do this at level 3 and well, you will suffer greatly, as they say. I gotta say though, being able to sprint for this long is quite nice. Being able to move at this speed is very nice, and yeah, I do not miss in any way whatsoever the early part of the game. Not with that movement speed. Incidentally, I know someone out there might wonder why I'm focusing this much on the main quest, and there's a reason. Basically, well, I suppose I could reveal this just as a little fact that as I'm not intending on showing it. Basically, there's a way to skip a large part of the quest. If you have a certain amount of fame, or reputation I think it's called, yeah. If you have, I think it's 50 of that, I have 5, you essentially get to skip a bunch of it, and, well, it's not very well coded. Basically everyone will tell you, you have enough reputation, so just rush on over and skip the quest bits. And as it's not difficult to obtain that particular amount of reputation, it means that the it's very easy to just get rushed into skipping it. And I don't think that's... I wish maybe I should get a mod to just expunge the option. But yeah, even like plot critical characters, even characters that would not want you to skip the various bits, those people would still be of a mind to just rush you into skipping a lot of it. Apparently there's enemies nearby. He can only speak to a friend, huh? What about now? You'll only be Caverns. That's what they call the old sea cave. Up on the north end of the island, right on Kartak Point. Don't be poking your nose in there, someone might object. Kartak Point, huh? So that'd be off in this direction. Well, planks would seem to indicate that there's a path to something here. Because people don't typically... Aha. Whoa! All of a sudden, a giant floating cow is firing lasers at me. That's not something you were expecting. Yeah, I think I'm gonna want sunlight. So, the residents of this place are gonna be rude. Luckily, I brought the Staff of Rude. Interesting. Red candles, huh? Oh, really? How beaten am I on a scale from 1 to 10? Fiend Katana, that's very good. That's useful. It is useful until the end of the game, and that's a pretty good amount of time. Why, hello there, friend. On a scale from 1 to 10, how dead do you feel? Huh. Come on then, little man. Yeah, these guys don't spot me very easily. It's probably because they're blind or something. Brilliant deduction, eh? Marowak's spine. Apparently I'll suffer greatly, that's... An unfulfilled prophecy, one might call it. Blackened Heart, that sounds like a final sort of spot. And here's one of them zombies. One thing about this creature that doesn't make much sense to me is, like, it is a, you know, creature that's in the Morrowind province, and yet it's a white man. All of them are a white man. That's... You wouldn't expect characters like that to get zombified. .66 spear skill. Just 3 more and I'll have the optimal amount. What are you? What are you? Daedroth, I think. Okay, the music seems to have cleared up in this section. Tainted Marrow. Danger just seem like they don't quite fit in around here. Well, since this is a plot dungeon, it's best to make sure you've explored it. Because at least the burial caverns that we came from, that place was stuffed to the gills with delicious loot. Lots of fires. for no purpose, really. Well, I can say this much. I can see why this would be useful as a smuggling cave. No sane person would want to do a patrol here. I guess it's time to enter this place. I've definitely not been in here before. Going on about tables and chairs not being organized correctly. I don't have much use for him. Oh, wonderful. Frost giant. Cannot rest here, enemies nearby. But I'm not directly being observed. Now I can heal. And my light armor skill is increasing, that's always good. Except it means I'm getting hit. Soul's rattle. I've gotten all the way into the soul. If we're not reaching the end of this dungeon, I don't know what it means. Okay. Please stop casting spells on me, I can't see. Oh boy, gonna need this. That is a possibility that I'm willing to. This is a decidedly unpleasant spot. The 6th house greets you, Lord Nerevar, or Diomedes as you call yourself. I am known as Dagoth Garrus, priest of the Daedric Shrine, and minister to 6th house servants. My lord Dagathur has informed me of your coming. I wish that this time you had come to honor your lord's friendship, not betray it. Okay, 6th house. The 6th house was not dead, but only sleeping. Now it wakes from its long dream, and with its lord Dagathur it comes forth to free Morrowind of its foreign rulers and divine pretenders. When the land is swept clean of false friends and greedy thieves, the children of Eloth will build anew, a garden of plenty in this blighted wasteland. Dagathur is the awakened lord of the 6th house, come to cast down the false gods, drive foreigners from the land, and restore the ancient glory of Morrowind. He bids you come to Red Mountain for the friendship and honor that you once shared, He would grant you counsel and power if only you would pledge that friendship anew. The path to Red Mountain is long and filled with danger, but if you are worthy, you will find there wisdom, a firm friend, and all the power you need to set the world aright. You're in a fucking cave with some serious water damage. You're surrounded by nuttas, and I don't know, man. I'm not digging this this place. Daedric Shrine is just a small, quiet retreat for 6th House servants, a place to contemplate and grow strong and wise in Lord Dagoth's ways. Here we share the sacraments of flesh and blood and dream the dreams of our Lord. This and other lesser shrines are hidden from prying eyes throughout the land, but the greater shrines of 6th House servants lie beneath Red Mountain, in the citadels of our Lord and his close kin. Oh, close kin, huh? I believe I killed one of those dudes and stole his soul as a trophy. 'Cause, you know, I'm the good guy, and that's what the good guy does, right? 6th House servants. Forgive the rude welcome, but until you have declared for us, we must treat you as our enemy. The sleepers and dreamers are nearly come to Lord Dagoth and not yet blessed with his power. But the children of his flesh, they are deep in the heart of his mysteries. Their bodies swell to contain his glory and to yield the rich sacraments of our Lord's feasts. And we are the least of his servants, for ash poets, ascended sleepers, and ash vampires stand high above us in the Lord's bountiful grace. Right. So this is like the whole flesh and blood stuff that they're doing. That's a pretty an interesting twist on the the Christian sacraments. Tell me about the Lord's friendship. Lord Dagoth gives me these words to say to you, so that you may give them thought. Once we were friends and brothers, Lord Nerevar, in peace and in war. Yet beneath Red Mountain you struck me down as I guarded the treasure you bound me by oath to defend. But remembering our old friendship, I would forgive you and raise you high in my service. My Lord Dagoth bids you come to Red Mountain for only the friendship and honor that once you shared. He would grant you counsel and power, if only you would pledge that friendship anew. I am not your Lord Dagoth, yet I too would say to you, do you come with weapons to strike me down, or would you put away your weapon and join me in friendship? Lord Dagoth would far rather have you as a friend than as an enemy, but until you submit to him, 6th House servants will treat you as an enemy and try to destroy you. If you wish to be our friend, first you must come to Lord Dagoth in his citadel on Red Mountain and make your submission. You know, I have a submission for you, alright? How's that for friendship? With his dying breath, Dagoth Garrus smiles and curses you. Even as my master wills, you shall come to him, in his flesh and of his flesh. Yeah. Oh, he gave me something. What is, Oh. Well, he gave me an incurable illness that will drive me insane. That's that goes in the daybook, doesn't it? I am screwed. But still, that's... Maybe we can still finish the game. We'll just have to see. That's enough music for one day. Glass boots. That just sounds like a bad concept. Bone mold. That's not very useful. Well. What do you do about Corpus? That's not exactly what most people would wish for. And yeah. I could use some divine intervention right about now. Luckily, I have a scroll with that.
What a winning personality.
Fuck you. I hear I took care of that 6th house base in Narmak. That was quite courageous considering the risks. I'm sorry I have no time to talk, but things are getting out of hand here, with the rumors of Corpus disease and sleeper attacks. But any help you could give us in finding and cleaning out 6th house bases, we would greatly appreciate. She is not very happy about my being around. Can kind of understand that. You might be tempted to go to Red Mountain and maybe ask Dagoth if you could have a sip of Corpus Cure. I do not recommend doing that. Okay, where's their naked dark elf here? We have you in our discerning eye, Diomedes. We see you waking and sleeping. My starkest madness is divinest sense. Come, grasp the chain and prove you are sane. He likes Dagoth Ur, will not tell me of his personality. We are the Dwemer. It is... okay. Regarding rumors, he says, it is not a rumor, it is the truth. Lord Dagoth, Dagoth Ur, Lord of the 6th House, and Savior of the Dwemer people, has awakened, and with him shall all sleepers awaken, and Morrowind shall be cleansed of the stain of false god and foreign rule. And then we shall use a Swiffer to clean up the floor while we are at it. Necromancy is the evil sorcery of the invaders. Abomination unto our ancestors, all true Dwemer worship their ancestors and honor their traditions. Our ancestors now are mad with shame and hatred, seeing us brought low by beasts and lesser races. Only when we have driven foreigners from our land can our ancestors rest. Right. What about Nervarian? Prophecy says Lord Nervar will come again to drive foreigners from the land and restore the Dwemer and Morrowind to its ancient glory. Red Mountain is the heart of Morrowind. There Lord Dagoth Ur dwells, and from Red Mountain shall he come to drive out the foreigners and restore the ancient glories of the Dwemer. Go to him beneath Red Mountain, kneel before him, and he will show you mercy and gather you into his household. How about I show you some mercy?
Die.
Oh, you fell over. How tragic. That felt kind of good. I'm pleased with my life choices. I think Albrun connects to Balmora via this thing. I'm sure this guy will just be stoked to learn that I'm traveling with him. You've got corpus disease, Outlander. That's a death sentence. It can't get cured. Get far away from me. Far away. Sure thing.
Where would you like to go?
You don't want to ask me that. Well, time to make our little report to Caius Kazans, because I'm sure he's gonna be... You know, bringing up the whole corpus disease thing at my next performance evaluation. Caius, I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but it hurts when I
pleasure.
pee.
Please, go ahead. I'm all ears.
Because that's what corpus disease does. You have corpus disease. It's a rare disease that usually drives victims mad and causes terrible deformed growths on the body. I don't know much about it. I'll check back with my informants and see how to cure it. In the meantime, we can discuss your orders. With Dagoth Garrus dead, the 6th House Shrine is no longer a threat. You've more than earned a promotion to the rank of Traveler. I'm very worried you have corpus disease, but I have good news in that department. I canvassed my informants for possible treatments just in case you contracted the disease during the mission. I learned from Fast Eddie that your best chance of getting cured is Devaya Fear, an ancient Telvanni wizard who runs a corpusarium for victims of the disease. That's, well, essentially they had a similar thing for, like, people who had leprosy, which caused you to fall apart rather than this type of, you know, cancer that seems to be happening. Here, take this Dwemer Artifact and 1,000 drakes and go to Telfear. Devaya Fear will like the Dwemer Artifact. A gift may sweeten his disposition. The gold is for expenses, and here's a couple of levitation potions. I hear you'll need them in Telvanni Towers, because wizards don't use stairs. So get moving, and get that corpus disease cured. Then hurry back. I think I know how to get the lost prophecies Nibani Mesa asked for. Okay, that's... He's taking this a fair bit better than I was expecting him to. Oh, let's just chug this bellhammer out here. Alright, that's good. We have room in our pockets. Incidentally, regarding speed in this game, there's a particularly important sort of aspect to it. The more you carry, the slower you will be. So early on, people will have low speed and low strength, and typically they'll then be carrying around a full inventory of items, which just slows them down further. And that makes it way harder on you than it needs to be. This guy doesn't like that I have corpus disease. I can see why. Like, effectively corpus disease is cancer, you know, in the sense that it's a rogue cell that replicates. And, you know, if cancer was a, if you could catch it, like, as an airborne thing, that would be, people would be quite wary of you. Alright, so, let's, oh, okay. So, no, I forgot to ask him where that place was, but that's okay, I know where it is. I hope you can see we teleported from Balmora to here. I hope you can see why I didn't, you know, walk, because that would be a bit of a trip. So, this city, I forget if we've even been outside here.
How wonderful.
People will treat us like crap because we've got corpus. Okay, I can see where we're going. Again, huge advantage of the mods, huge advantage of just having distant terrain in this game. Anyway, this is an Imperial Inn, an Imperial Fort, and this is a Telvanni city. I think this is the capital, but only in the loosest possible sense. Yeah, over there I think is the Capitol building. We don't need to go there. Oh, wait a second. I need to remember. Because we need to go to Telfir, right? So which one is Telfir? Okay, that one over there, that's a Daedric Shrine in the distance. I think I'm gonna go with the closer one, just because why not, right? Bit of water walking to start with. Because yeah, I do not want to be combating lobster dudes when my life and sanity are on the line. That is not what I like to do in my spare time. Just looking at the dock here, I fear I've gone the wrong place. But we shall see. Because Telfir is not a very large place. Telaroon. Yeah, this is the wrong place. Still. Only 2 spots to really test, so not a huge deal. I guess while we do have Corpus Disease, I should also point out some things about it. You can see it only drains 1 point of a few attributes and things. That will get worse over time. I think the effects, cap at 25. But there's no way to get rid of it. So it is gonna be a huge burden until you can actually find a way to get it cured, as I hope I am doing now. This looks much more like the place I remember. So the Telvanni, I think I mentioned their law code was interesting.
No, I don't think so.
Everyone who gets Corpus Disease comes to our Corpus area. It's not very pleasant, but at least they're all fed and cared for. Have you come to plunder the dungeon, or have you got Corpus Disease, or did you come to see Diveth Fear? I am Beta Fear. I am the wife of Diveth Fear. One of them, sort of. Diveth Fear. He's up above in his study. I hope you can fly. You can't get up there unless you can fly, or have potions. Sorry. Okay, you're his wife? Yes. Well, not wife in the married sense, but, paramour, consort, something like that. It's a bit awkward, really, because, well, he made us too, so though we aren't really his daughters or anything, it's like we're his daughters because he made us, you see. Dude married his daughters. I have no word for that. Okay, she mentioned plundering the dungeon, and it's not a euphemism. You'd be surprised how many people come in here trying to steal Lord Fear's treasures. He does have quite a collection of relics and artifacts, but he keeps them down in the Corpusarium, and who wants to risk catching corpus disease? Not to mention, who wants to get ripped in half? Pity. We don't see many good thieves here, just the stupid ones. Oh, tragic. I feel sorry for you. I guess. That's down. We're not going there. We're going upwards. Hall of Fear. Ah. Fear is a word in Danish, which means guy. Tends to mean sort of a young-ish, attractive guy. Like me. Well, maybe not me. Don't know. It depends on what you like. Things people like. He's not a Daedra.
Why have you disturbed me?
Say, that's an interesting Dwemer piece you have there. What can you tell me about it? Offer the Dwemer Artifact as a gift. A gift from me? How thoughtful and shrewd. I suppose you know I am a collector, and that such a gift is bound to please me. I congratulate you on your diplomatic skills. So, why have you tried to butter me up? Come to consult the great Divith Fear? You have the divine disease, maybe? You want to plunder the dungeon or leer at my daughters? I'm going with daughters. Not bad for something born in a jar, eh? Charming and talented. Not daughters, really. A little project. A side benefit of my researches into corpus disease. Made them myself from my own flesh. Nice, aren't they? Alpha Fear, Beta Fear, Delta Fear, and Upsa Fear. Quite a comfort to me in my old age. Ha ha. You are a creep. Nice armor, though. Divine disease. The magical principles of corpus disease are elusive and miraculous, far more subtle and powerful than any conventional sorcery or enchantment. I'm persuaded that it is in some manner the curse or blessing of a god. Perhaps both a curse and a blessing. The victim, of course, cannot appreciate the marvelous nature of corpus, saps the minds and destroys the body, but to a wizard it is a profound and glorious mystery, a riddle with a long lifetime of study. A curse and a blessing, that's nice for you. Do you have a cure for it by any chance? Corpus disease. How interesting. Did you know that corpus makes you immune to disease? Have you ever heard of the prophecies of the Nervarian? Maybe. Ashlanders say the Nervarian will be immune to disease. I've always thought, maybe I have the Nervarian down in my corpusarium, and I don't even know it. The Nervarian is a fat, disgusting corpus monster and mad as a marsh rat. Wouldn't that be funny? Oh, I definitely know nothing about the prophecies. Nervarian Prophecies, just Ashlander's superstitions, or maybe not. Can never tell where prophecy and Azura are concerned. Let me think. I've got a potion. In theory, it should cure corpus. Doesn't work though. Probably kill you. Killed all my test subjects, but you've got nothing to lose. Before I give it to you, I want you to look around below in the corpusarium. Know what's in store for you if you don't take the potion. And while you're there, I want you to pick up a pair of boots from a victim. Calls himself Yagrum Bagarn. My oldest patient. Handy fellow, fixes things for me. Bring the boots back, and then you can have the potion. Fucking sold. Man. I was kind of expecting it to be a little more difficult than that. Okay. Diva's 637th key. That's now mine. I'm not gonna take the gold though. Stop snorting. So yeah, a thing that he does, this Diva Fear, is leave keys around.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay. He doesn't leave keys around. That's just something I made up, apparently. If you've listened to his daughter, his wife, it's not exactly, you just know that he ran on like a family values platform. Common pants. Interesting. I wasn't expecting that to work. Yeah, I'm just looking around for the keys. Man, I could use those soul gems. Hello, Bryden. I hope I pronounced that right. How are you doing? I just met,
I don't have a lot of patience for questions, Outlander.
I met some very nice people who definitely live in this tower and are not complete jerks towards me just because well, I got this thing where it hurts when I pee. Corpus disease is what they call it. Oh. I thought that was the entrance. And that's locked. I'm guessing this is it? Yeah. I'm just gonna heal up. I am Vishtakai, Warden of the Corpusarium. I'm here to warn you. Do not harm the inmates. If you come to plunder the dungeon, you must endure their attacks, and take your chances with me, their warden and protector. Essentially, you do not attack the inmates.
Prey approaches.
He thinks I'm prey. He's sorely mistaken. I'm the proud owner of this invisibility charm thingy. And yeah, 80% chameleon, that is quite useful. There is something specific that I'm looking for, though. Where are you at, little drum? Come on. Ah. Hate it when I fall down. Basically, the inmates of this dungeon, if you attack them, you piss off the Corpusarium warden. Doing that will lock you out of the main quest, which is a bit of a punishment. But if you take this drum and bring it to, well, one of the people in charge of this place. You know, you don't have to be rude and attack me, that's unnecessary. Thought we covered the unnecessary bit. Don't worry guys, I am quick and I am strong. Or maybe I'm not, in which case I am a flawless liar and you always believe me. Over here we have something truly unique. That right there is the only Dwemer left in the world. But first let's talk to Saphir. You're new here, aren't you? My name is Oopsafir. I take care of the Corpus victims in the Corpus area. She's not very fond of me, so I'm gonna bribe her. Be careful if you're going to prowl around down here. We will be very angry if you hurt any of our patients, and our patients can be quite a handful. I'll tell you, strong as an ogre and twice as mean, but they seem to like it when I play the drum. Quiets them down. There's a drum around here somewhere. They wander off with it sometimes. But find that drum and bring it to me, and I think I can calm them down for a while. Yes, that Warskin drum will do perfectly. I'll take it and play a soothing little rhythm, and I think that will pacify the Corpus victims so they won't be so savage and aggressive. Yeah, that's something. It's an option. I figured may as well show that. Corpus disease. The disease takes many forms. For some, the progress is rapid and terrible. For others, the effects on the mind and body are very slow. It's a remarkable affliction in that once having contracted corpus, one is completely unaffected by any other diseases. We've always hoped that our research would permit us to isolate the beneficial aspects of corpus, but alas, we've not been successful. Asking her about her father-husband, Divathir. As you know, he's probably the oldest and most powerful wizard alive, not counting liches or divine sorcerers like Vivek, of course. And there may be some older ones in the west, on Somerset Isles perhaps, and I don't think there is a kinder, more generous wizard alive. Not that there's much competition in the kind of generous wizard department, I'll grant you. Fair enough. Let's talk to the last dwarf, who's happy with his beard, it seems. You're here for the Dwemer boots. Tell my gracious keeper I've done what I could. Only a Dwemer magecrafter could have done so much, but only idiots could have created these boots. It shames my race that we must be judged by the works of such lackwit blunderers. Dwemer boots. Lord Fear obtained these enchanted Dwemer boots from an unfortunate thief, and given the quality of their craftsmanship, little wonder that the fellow came to a bad end. But I can do nothing for them. The fundamental enchantment is flawed. Might as well start over again. If such a pair of boots could still be fashioned in these benighted latter days. But I have done my best. Take them to Lord Fear with my sincere apologies. Tell me about your gracious keeper. I owe my life to Lord Fear. He took me in when I was a mad monster out of my mind. In time I emerged from my dementia, and now I am quite lucid most of the time, though my body is still a grotesque and useless prison, and I still have some feeble hope of a cure. Lord Fear has tried many spells and potions. None of them have helped me, but neither have they harmed me. If anyone can cure this disease, Lord Fear can. Hello, Shade. We're talking to the last dwarf in all of his sex appeal-filled glory. My race. Once I was a master crafter in the service of Lord Kakranak, chief architect of the great Second Empire freeholds, and the greatest enchanter of his time. I could not match the genius of Lord Kakranak, but what he could envision, I and my colleagues could build. All of that is gone forever. I still retain my cunning, but my hands and eyes fail me, and my memories have long faded. My only consolation each day to mock the gods who destroyed my race and condemned me to this bleak existence. What do you mean? Don't you have a great life here? Since the disappearance of the dwarves, I have been alone in this world, trapped in this grim prison. I can scarcely move, and my fellow inmates are scarcely good company. The risk of corpus disease deters most visitors. But if you meet with cultivated minds undaunted by the terrors of the Corpusarium, you might mention your recent interview with the last living dwarf. Huh. Well, in this game, the dwarves, stopped existing a few thousand years ago. I cannot say what happened. I was not there to observe. I was in an outer realm at the time, and when I came back, my people were gone. I left Red Mountain, wandering Tamriel for years, searching for our deserted colonies and looking for a survivor or an explanation. Then, a long time ago, I returned to Red Mountain, still looking for answers. Instead, I found Corpus disease, and I've been here ever since. I have theories, if you're interested. Sure. Lord Kakranak, the foremost arcane philosopher and magecrafter of my era, devised tools to shape mythopoeic forces, intending to transcend the limit of Dwemer mortality. However, in reviewing his formula, some logisticians argued that the side effects were unpredictable and errors might be catastrophic. I think Kakranak may have succeeded in granting our race eternal life, with unforeseen consequences such as wholesale displacement to an outer realm. Or he may have erred and utterly destroyed our race. Well, that's not great. Regarding the last living dwarf, this is how I style myself. I do not know for a fact that I am the last, but in my travels, thousands of years ago, I have never encountered another. And since I've been here, I often ask Lord Fear, but he says he's never heard a credible rumor of another Dwemer, on Tamriel or in any outer realm. Anything to say about the boots? I gave you the boots, didn't I? Well, I guess you did. Well then.
A scheme of classifying manifolds for tri-ply connected surfaces, or even more complex surfaces.
I installed a mod that, amongst other things, adds in a lot of voice lines that were just not used in the game itself. So a lot of times I'm hearing little voice lines like that for the first time ever. And that's quite a treat. Now let's see if we can get out of here. Or wait, what am I doing exactly? Think. We have to get back to the guy in charge, Fear. And yeah, I contracted Corpus disease. Amongst the side effects, I will eventually come to look like that. And also, it hurts when I pee. And no matter how many women I tell that, they all say they don't want to date me anymore. I don't get that. Surely that's an optional extra. Makes me special and unique.
We are not famous, friend.
What a nice person. What? Okay, there's the hallway. Tell Fear, that just leads outside. Right. Let's see. I think I'll impress him by casting my own levitate.
Is there something I can do for you?
Well, did you get my boots? No boots, no potion. Boots first, please, and now I'll give you the potion, on the following condition. You must drink it here, before my eyes. It should act immediately, and I need to observe you very carefully. Agreed? Yes. Open your mouth, close your eyes. Good, now swallow. Goodness, good grief. Look, look, it's working! Remarkable. Let me check your skin, your eyes, your tongue. Amazing. I think it worked. No sign of disease at all. Of course, you still have corpus disease, just like I planned. But all of your symptoms are now gone. Marvelous. I'll go try it out on some of the more desperate inmates, but I'll answer any questions you have before you go. So yeah, we got corpus disease, we got rid of it, and as a result of it, we can no longer catch any diseases. So that's a nice bonus. Of course, it also means that if you've ever intended to get, like vampirism, you should probably do that before you do this, because it's gonna significantly complicate the process. Tell me more about Corpus. Oh, he thinks it's amazing. Dwemer Peace, thanks for your gift. Potion, it worked, didn't it? Remarkable. Yes, okay. I'm just gonna skip all the questions about his daughters that are also his wives, and just leave as if everyone still had their dignity. So that about does it for this bit. We'll go and cast Divine Intervention. I said Divine Intervention. Oh, for fuck's sake. Now I only have Almcivi, of course. That is a thing that happens. Fine. I don't have any magicka. I can't sleep here. You can't rest here, enemies are nearby. Can I rest here now? Thank you. Take me out of here. Okay, that was a bit further than I expected. The fact that you can teleport in a leap like this, and people say, oh, Morrowind, that's not a playable game. After all, there's no fast travel in it. Apparently, instant is not fast enough. Go figure. Luckily, I have slow falling. Yeah, the third-person camera is very awkward to use. It never looks all that elegant. Alright, she doesn't think I have corpus disease. As I've found out in the dating circuit. That is a good thing.
We make a special trip just for you. Same low price.
Oh, I'm sure. So, Shade, any ideas on how we can introduce the two dwarves, maybe have them mate so that we can repopulate? Asking for a friend. Diomedes, thank you for your report. I'm very happy that you've been cured. Unfortunately, I have a bit of bad news. I've been recalled to the Imperial City. You'll be promoted to operative and will head the Blades here in Vardenfell until I return. I have only waited here to give you your final orders before I go. Our main quest giver is going away. Internal politics. some concern about my sugar. I thought about refusing the recall, but they have members of my family back in the capital. I'm afraid it may have something to do with the problems of the succession. As the Emperor's health declines, factions are maneuvering for an advantage. I may be gone a while. That's why you're promoted to operative. That makes you the ranking Blades agent here in Vardenfell District, as far as I know. There may be other Blades agents I don't know about, and it wouldn't surprise me. I may be gone for a while, and you'll have expenses. Here's some gold, and you can use the house until I return. I won't be needing these blacks or the ring while I'm in Cyrodiil. Maybe they'll come in handy. Take good care of them. Ah, and when he says blacks, he means his black pants and black shirt. He does not mean, well, the other use of that word. Het the Blades. There's nothing to it. Each agent has his own assignments and reports directly to Cyrodiil. You're promoted to operative mostly to preserve your independence. You're no fool. The days of the Empire are almost over. When the Emperor dies, 9 hells are gonna break loose. Forget about the Imperial City. Think locally. Worry about the 6,000 Dagathor and squabbles between the great houses and the colonists. The rest of the political nonsense doesn't amount to a plate of scuttle. Well then. I feel obligated to just click all of his stuff. We'll pick orders last. Mira Milo says the dissonant priests do have records of Ashlander Nervarian Prophecies. She has an idea on how we might get a look at them. That's good. Corpus area. Temple sends victims of corpus disease there. That's where we were just at. I asked Fast Eddie what it was like, and he told me, it's a swell place full of doomed crazy people with bloated bodies. You'll love it. I don't think he means that seriously. Ed the Man, also Fast Eddie, also Eddie the Rat, is a rare commodity. A former Telvanni wizard who has gone Imperial and joined the Mages Guild. A colorful but unreliable character, but he has been an invaluable source of inside information of Great House Telvanni. He has a small house here in Balmora. Really? Any advice? Just, if you can't do a mission, do it later. Nervarian. The Emperor and his counselor says you have the appearance of satisfying the condition of the prophecy. I'm still skeptical, but it's hard to believe that this is all just a coincidence. I'm not gonna ask him about literally everything. What are my orders? Continue pursuing the Nervarian Prophecies, as the Emperor commands. First, go to the Hall of Wisdom and Justice and get Mira Milo to help you find the lost prophecies. She's being watched. If something has gone wrong, find her private quarters. She'll leave you a message there under the code word Armaya. Then take the lost prophecies to Nibani Mesa. From that point on, you'll follow her directions and follow the prophecies. Good luck. Good luck. Yeah. Good luck, he
Greetings to
says.
you.
And away he goes. Well guys, the training wheels have finally come off. And we have a new place to stay. It's gonna be a tough one from here on out. I struggle to think of a better stopping point than this. So I'm just gonna commit to it. Thank you all for watching however much you could. Next time, the training wheels have come off, and we'll proceed with the prophecies without the guidance of Caius Cassades. Wish me luck, guys. I'm gonna need it. But until then, all of you, have a good one.